Did the iPhone 14 really leak out before the iPhone 13 launch? While the iPhone 14 is already trending on Twitter, nearly a week before the iPhone 13 is even set to launch, that doesn't mean it's showing up anytime soon or that we even know anything substantial about it yet. But with the iPhone 13 set to launch September 14th, we're already supposedly getting what could be our first look at the iPhone 14, or 13s, courtesy of occasionally reliable leaker Jon Prosser. Bearing in mind that plans can change, especially for projects that are almost a full year from launching, the report purports to showcase next year's iPhone design. It's important to note that the render is allegedly a recreation of a real-life iPhone 14, and helps visualize prior reporting around Apple's upcoming phone, but not an actual leak of the iPhone 14 itself, which makes the render a bit suspect. If it's accurate, it'll be the first model that drops the now iconic notch for a simpler and smaller hole-punch camera cutout that's more reminiscent of the Pixel 6 than anything from Apple. Prosser notably also leaked the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro in July, complete with renders, but he got several of the spec details wrong, so it's always worth taking the more specific details with a dose of skepticism. Based on the renders, the iPhone 14 will have a design that looks more like the iPhone 4 than ever. Apple started this shift with the iPhone 12s squared off edges, and the rounded buttons of the iPhone 14 could continue the trend. There's a titanium band wrapping around this design, as well as possible continued support for Lightning, which may disappoint those who were hoping for a transition to USB-C. Apple has shipped iPhones with the notch ever since it launched the iPhone X, giving the company's signature phone a recognizable silhouette. This design would make it a lot more Android-esque, for better or worse. There are also questions to be raised about Face ID with this design. Apple has reportedly been working on in-display fingerprint authentication, but could not get it ready for the iPhone 13. If the company really is dropping the notch, then might it be switching to Touch ID once again? It wouldn't be the first company to do so. Huawei and Google once touted their facial unlock capabilities before dropping them for tried-and-true fingerprint sensors. As for Apple, we certainly won't know the answer to this for many more months. Despite some doubt about the specifics, this isn't the first time we're hearing about Apple's 2022 iPhone plans. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo has shared a little of what to expect. For one, the company isn't shipping an iPhone mini next year, but has plans for a 6.7-inch iPhone 14 maximum. The addition of a bigger iPhone would satisfy the preference for bigger screens rather than smaller screens after the iPhone 12 mini's underperformance. Kuo also noted the chance of a hole-punch selfie camera rather than a notch. Finally, an iPhone SE with 5G in either an iPhone 8 or an iPhone 11 style design are also predicted for 2022. Apple has yet to launch the iPhone 13, though the company has announced the September 14th California streaming event where it is likely to be unveiled. We'll have more on that when it's finally official, but in the meantime, you can see what we're predicting will be announced. We'd suggest that most people's attention is best spent watching the live stream, rather than speculating about an iPhone that won't come out till 2022.